Welcome, Aries, to 12th House Tarot Reading. My name is Mouse. I'm your host. I am back in action at my home turf. We are doing a weekly reading for the week of January 5 to the 11th. I hope your new year was swell, uneventful, all that good jazz. We do a past, present, and future spread, my friends, if you're new here. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Pulling from the top of the deck. In the past position, we have the Ace of Cups, followed by the Temperance in the present position, and the Four of Cups in the future position. On the bottom of the deck, our friend, the Queen of Cups, is sitting here in all of her glory. And that's the undercurrent of the reading. Where should we go with her? She might just hang out over here. There, that's good enough for me. Let's see what we got going in this past position with the Ace of Cups. You know, the aces are about new beginnings. This cup is about your intuition, your feelings. It could have been a love interest. It could have been, and here's the thing. When people talk about a love interest, it doesn't actually have to be a person. It could be a furry pet. It could be your life's passion, whatever that is. So if people are talking about a relationship and it doesn't pertain to you in that standard, patriarchal way, I call it plug and play. Fit whatever fits in there for you. If it's a relationship with you and your higher self, a relationship with a significant other, you and your work, you and your art and your craft, you and your pet, however that works, you and your soulmate, platonic bestie, whatever that is, okay? So we have the Ace of Cups. In the past position with the Ace of Cups, we have the Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Let me make sure everybody's in view. And so in this past position here, as we're going into 2026, which I did a reading for the month of January. Do I recall what I said on your reading? No. You might recall what I said on your reading if you go back and listen. It's just too much information to retain in my brain. That being said, it looks as if you've gone through and are starting a new chapter, which makes sense, right? Like, it's the new year. Of course, we all are. Fine. That's what the cards are saying with the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords. There's a decision that needed to be made. And I'm going to call it a soft decision with this Two of Pentacles. That it wasn't anything it wasn't as difficult or as easy as like ketchup or mustard. But it definitely wasn't moved to San Francisco or New York. It wasn't like that extreme. There is a middle ground of here's two offers on the table. Which one feels better for me? And for some reason, I am picking up job situations here, Aries, with this Five of Wands, because it shows like a friendly competition of sorts. Now, we go into your present moment with the Temperance. So here we are alchemizing whatever it is that you want in your heart's desire, keeping in mind that this Queen of Cups is the undercurrent of the reading, and she's going to talk about I was going to say independence, which might be a Freudian slip, but good for you, Aries. It's going to talk about your intuition. See what else shows up. Wow, here's the counterpart, King of Cups. Balance, compassion, self-love, compassion for others, harmony. I feel that there's a lot of emotional maturity here. There's kindness. A lot of artistic creativity happening. And this could, again, be LUV. That's not how you spell it, but that's my fun way of saying love. We do have the Four of Pentacles, so we're keeping some ideas or things close to our vest. But we end with the Six of Cups, the card of milk and honey, the card of it's abundant, it's prosperous, it's peaceful. It's pleasure, it's joy, it's happiness. So this coming week feels like to me that there's something in creation that's happening for you. Like whatever this decision is that you are making, I feel like it's going to unfold in a really pleasant, easy, like kind of like turning a corner kind of way for you, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments. Four of Cups in the future with the Lovers. All right, so we didn't speak about. Look, maybe it is love in all the sense of the word. Maybe there is a romantic situation happening. Again, if it doesn't resonate with you, then maybe it's a relationship with a bestie. Maybe it's a relationship with a pet, a family member, like something that's going to help propel you and catapult you into the next best thing. With the Four of Cups, we have the Lovers, we have the Star card, so that's going within, and we have the Eight of Cups. So all of this to say that there is change coming in. I feel like you're manifesting something that you've been working on and calling in, and it's showing up. These future cards do not have to all come in at once. They are cards that are projected into the future, meaning like this one could be in March, this one could be in February, this one could be next week, this one could be, in July. I don't know, right? We don't know how this is happening. What I do know is that you can prepare for these potentials, in that the Four of Cups might be a moment, if you feel in your future self saying, oh, I don't know if this is right. It doesn't feel like there's a completion here. It feels like something is missing. Trusting in your intuition that the fourth cup is coming. Here's a love relationship coming in. Here's a new partnership, like eyes wide open. What's going on? See the green flags, see the red flags, know what's going on. Making sure that with the Star, we're going within and making sure our heart is what is being presented, like our life's calling, our purpose, our reason, our current desire for expressing. And that's always changing because we express differently than we were 8, then we were 18 to 28 to 48. So something to consider there. And with this Eight of Cups, we will be walking away from something, which also means we're walking towards something. But that's in the future, and I usually don't spend so much time on those cards, but it's interesting how it's calling to me to speak more on those. I'm wondering. Let's get another deck out real quick. And it's the smaller Rider Waite deck that I have. It's literally smaller. You can see how much smaller. Oh, see. It's a tiny little deck. Let's give it a shuffle. And I only want to look in the present row here for you. The present row and the future row. Is that weird? Probably. Should we get clarifiers for all, Aries? I heard you. You were like, yeah, if you're going to do it, just do it. So let's get clarifiers for all these rows, past, present, and future for Aries for January 5th to the 11th. Wow, that might have been really loud in the microphone. I apologize. So let's see what's up. Did I just do that wrong? I don't know. I might have. I did it how I did it. Ace of Cups has the Hermit with it. Page of Swords, the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So there's definitely a time where you're going within and things are moving. These are moving slow. Super slow cards right here, kids. Super slow decision. Use the Eight of Swords and make that list of what you need to be creating Give yourself a timeline and write it out. I will always say that this Eight of Swords is about writing out what you need to do to manifest what your future is, okay? Like, you can't just sit here with all these dreams. And I mean, I get it. We all have ADHD and other things going on. But if you can have a calendar of, like, I'm doing this week or this time or whatever, it's going to be very super helpful. And I'm telling that to myself as much as I'm telling you. Let's go to the Temperance. Look at this. We have the Five of Wands again, which was right over here. We have the Strength card. We've got the King of Swords. And we have the Eight of Wands. So this Five of Wands is saying that we've got some competition. We're moving into something, and lean in on your strength. Now, this King of Swords will tell us that there's information and news coming in, and there's no sugarcoating it. The King of Swords, contrary to the King of Cups, doesn't give a rip about your emotions or your feelings around it. They're just here to deliver some information. So heads up on that when that comes in, because something is coming in swiftly. Let's go over here to the Four of Cups. This is about work with the Eight of Pentacles. Now we have the counterpart, the Queen of Swords. So we have the King and Queen of Cups, the King and Queen of Swords. So our swords are all about, she's going to be talking about the having a different perspective on things, because she's above the clouds. She's about the intelligence, the persistence, the knowledge, the moving forward, the wisdom, the know-how. Look at this. Another Five of Wands. Was this the five? Oh, here it is. That was the Five of Wands and the Five of Wands. Regardless, I still feel that these wands are, you taking a stand, setting yourself up for success, creating boundaries. Same thing continuing on. Now, this has come up with the Eight of Pentacles, so this is more about work. It is our second eight on the table, and we have the Knight of Cups coming through again. Not again, but now instead, blah. Knight of Cups is going to be about advancement, salvation, your good fortune, moving towards a goal. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck with this one. Page of Wands. There's always, the pages are all about forward motion. They're about movement. They're about new beginnings. Same with the Aces. This Page of Wands brings good luck and opportunity to you. I feel like this was a little bit out of the pocket, maybe a little all over the place. I'm hoping that it brought you some clarity as I went through with the next set of cards over this. But it's an interesting combination. I feel like these cards on top are more dynamic than the ones underneath that feel a little sluggish to me. So maybe this is telling that I should just use the Rider-Waite cards for the next readings, since I'm just starting these recordings with you. I always start with you, Aries. That being said, take what resonates, leave the rest, and I will be back next week, and we'll see what unfolds then. So until then, take good care.